All right, today's lesson is going to be applying percents that are in the form where we will be using is over of equals percent over 100. So again, as you go through this lesson, you're going to work on your notes and you will have problems to do at the end. Grade will be based on the completion of the notes and accuracy of the practice problems. So here we go. Is over of equals percent over 100 is a method of solving percent proportion problems, because we know that two equations that are said to be, or two ratios that are equivalent, are proportional. So is over of is equal to the percent over 100. Sometimes we know the is, sometimes we know the of, sometimes we know the percent, or we're looking from one of those threes. So here's an example. What is 45% of 125? So in this statement, we don't know what the is value. We don't know it. It's what is. So that's going to be our x. We don't know the value of 125. So of 125, of is our 125. And of course, the percent is right there, 45%. So the way we work these is we're going to use that is over of equals percent over 100 proportion system. So to solve them, we identify the parts, put them in our proportion, cross multiply, and divide. So here's another example. 38 is what percent of 60? So my is value is going to be 38. Put that on where the is. Of 60, so that's my of value, is equal to what percent? That's the part I don't know, so that's my x. So 38 over 60 is equal to x over 100. Of course, now we just cross multiply and then divide. 38 times 100 and then divide by 60, and we'll end up with 63.3%. And that was rounded to the 10th position. All right, so some more examples. What is 20% of 150? We don't know the is value. That's our x. So x over 150, that's my of, is equal to 20%. Cross multiply, 20 times 150, and then divide by 100, and we end up with 30. So 30 is 20% of 150. Next example, 65% of what value is 15? So this time we don't know the of or the total. So 15 over x is equal to 65 over 100. We cross multiply 65 times 100, and I'm sorry, 15 times 100. Then we divide by 65, and our result is for that is 23, and that should not be a percent, and that is a rounded value. So 15 is 65% of 23. All right, so as we back up, we did not know the percent. That was our unknown value. Our next problem, we did not know the is or the partial value. In the last example that we just went over, we did not know the of or the total part. So here we have an example of the problems that you're going to do. Francis scored 15% on his math test. What is the number of questions he got correct of the 32 questions? So now this is our minimal work that you have to show me. The proportions set up, and then how you did your calculations. Of course, here's our formula, is over of, percent over 100. So percent is, I don't know that value, and my of. Some of the questions aren't going to be that obvious. You're going to have to think a little bit. All right, so we set it up. X over 32 is equal to 15 over 100. Cross multiply 15 times 32, divide by 100, and we get 4.8. So Francis got about 5 questions correct. All right, again, these two parts are what I need to see. Set up your proportion and show me how you did your calculations to get to your answer. So these are your problems. 35 is what percent of 700? 48 is 80% of what number? 22.35 is what percent of 40? 99 is 34% of what value? So all of those have been pretty much like the notes. Now we're actually going to start getting into more like what you're going to see. In an exam, Ashley secured 332 points. If she secured 83% of the points, find the maximum points that can be scored. So you're going to have to determine what's the is, what's the of, and percent. Marilyn saves 30% of the money she earns each month. She earns $1,300.50 or $1,350 each month. How much does she save? Again, you're going to have to go in and determine what the is and of values are. Of course, the percent is right there and pretty easy. Scooby-Doo ate 87% of his Scooby snacks. How many are in a box if he ate 21 pieces? Again, you've got to determine the is and the of. You got your percent. A recent study questioned 320 people. 42% said they don't chew gum. How many people is that? So those are the kind of problems that you're going to see in the near future. You must show me your work. No work, no credit. Those are worth 5 points each. So there's 6 of those. That's 30 points right there for those. If you have questions or need some help, remember I am available online 3 times a day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. You can get those times in my Zoom time page in Canvas. Until then, I will see you online.